Okay. So thank you very much, Mr. Sarkar, for joining us. First of all, congratulations. You're going to be seen in Rajya Sabha very soon. And this is Komalika. She's my colleague from Kolkata. She's been tracking the Trinamool Congress right from day one. You know, she's coming here with Mission 2024. She's made it very clear that I want the Modi government to be voted out in 2024. It may not be an easy call, but you know, some in the opposition, for example, tell me that maybe she's a giant killer and this time round she can be the main contender. Do you think she can be the main contender?
Well, I am not so familiar with what she's attempting, but accepting that one keeps track of the papers and keeps reading people like Amalika. The
But you're
reason,
not a part of the party.
no, but that doesn't make me a political person overnight. It requires a lot of study. It's almost like the IAS, huh? So, I have been keeping watch on her, on others as well, because my main target or my sights were on the other man, as you know. And having worked with him for some time, I realized that he is going to drive this bus crazy. There's a problem with his handling of gears and wheels and all that. So having realized, and then one analyzed his his administration, if one may put it, from demonetization to GST. It's more style than substance. Now the question is, uh, he has systematically decimated almost all leaders. Those standing tall are like Sharad Pawar, even this Uddhav Thackeray. The others, as I've written also, don't appear to be looking him in the eye. Now, here's this lady who specializes in it, who has been a street fighter, and I've incidentally seen her on the streets from the other side of the fence, other side of the barricade, if I may put it. And she knows what she wants to get. The second thing is that among the Bengal leaders, like the Bengal IAS and IPS, not everyone wants to come to Delhi. That's something you must have noted. They're more comfortable in Kolkata. And so, but then this lady came into Delhi in 1984. So that makes it 37 years that she knows Delhi. She is confident about Delhi, having come in as an MP, which I am coming, may come becoming 37 years later. You realize. And I was also in Delhi a year later, 2 years later, and was observed her on the sidelines at pretty close when no one else even knew her name so well. And I've seen her operate and agitate. And that Delhi was one of her main targets. That she had made up her mind, I think, that while her base would be Bengal, Delhi was within the sights. Now, that is something that we don't see, let us say, for the Tamil Nadu leaders. If you look at that, or even Kerala leaders, they are pretty satisfied with that part of the world. Even Odisha recently hasn't shown that adroitness to be in Delhi and Bhubaneswar at the same time. So that factor has not missed my attention from 1985-86. I've seen her as MP. So it's a put together of various factors, various observations that make me feel that she was heading that way. The
You know, I'll
third,
just come to this point, Mrs. Janaka. Komalika, you know, you remember the brigade ground rally? For example, the Congress didn't turn up. After that, I remember the last Lok Sabha elections, she did try to cobble up a front. See, the problem over here is that she may be having 37 years of experience, but she's also going to have to deal with many of the opposition leaders who knows, may also want to be the prime minister. And that pulls down on any effort to build up a front. Do you get a sense that Mamata Banerjee understands this, and this time around she's not even going to try and project herself as a PM? She would rather be the catalyst, as Sonia Gandhi of 2004, that role where, I'm going to try and bring the opposition together.
Yeah, Pallavi, absolutely taking the cue from whatever you said, that 2014, entire India, Modi was shining, but Bengal, Mamta was shining. After that, if we go, started from demonetization day, the day demonetization took place, it was Mamta Banerjee who did a tweet in 15 minutes and asked all the opposition to get united. She came to Delhi, she did a lot of things. Then 2018, remember Constitution Club, where we see Rahul Gandhi, Mamata Banerjee, all the opposition together. 2019, Mamata Banerjee calls brigade. Mamata Banerjee starts her campaign from South with Chandrababu Naidu. But the point is, here, as you are saying, and this time, Mamta wants to have the theory, the formula from day one. Because 2nd May, entire nation has seen, and a lot of oppositions have also told me, as well as reporters who covered this beat, and also somebody very close to Mamta, they were saying that the entire this is a fight that we, Bengali we say Kurukshetra. It was in Kurukshetra, and where Mamta actually, jo Ashwamedh, the Ashwamedh Ghora of BJP, she stopped it. And the way she stopped it was something, not only a win for Mamta, but it was a win for the entire opposition. And there where the binding factors started off. And obviously, I'm sure, as we were discussing, Prashant has a role in binding
Absolutely.
everybody together, and obviously getting people like Mr. Sarkar, who they are like nominated yesterday.
He's
Congratulations
not
to
going to tell us that. He's
and,
not
and
going to tell us that who got him in.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, and like this thing where is one alternative front is required, not third front, not fourth front, not a united front, but one front. If not Modi, then who? If not BJP,
Yeah.
then who? There lies the kick this time, where they have started forming the theory from the day one. Pallavi.
Yeah, Mr. Sarkar, I have a statement because we tried to get in a BJP, but they were not available. But they gave a statement to be saying that first of all, let her get her itself elected as an MLA before she wants to become the prime minister. The fact that the BJP is very well organized, it's now become like a monolith. The fact that they are going to take her on, uh, you know, and there are many in the opposition. There may be different egos, different ambitions. It may not be easy for her to be that one single person who can actually get the opposition together. I mean, it may be easier for her to win elections in Bengal, not that easy to win elections at the central level. Do you agree with the BJP on that?
Well, in a way, yes. In a way, they are correct when they say the task is uphill, and the task has been made cliff-like after 2014. It was always uphill. Now, we have never seen a perfect amalgam of all opposition parties except once in 1977. 1977, they had all been beaten black and blue. I was in government, so I know where the rods hit. And in 1977, there was nobody charismatic other than JP. But even so, they all got together, and that was the time they sort of fused into one party. There were wide cracks with the RSS supporters and others, but anyway, it was all papered over. Other than that, we don't wait for a very mythical union of all opposition parties to unseat or to. I personally feel, having seen it from such close quarters for so many years, that basically all you need is a critical mass. A political
Okay.
person realizes which side is winning. They have this uncanny feeling of getting to the winning side. And there are many whose adroitness in crossing over and other things have been noticed. So all I'm saying is that I don't think even she has not spoken to me on this. I'm hardly there, as you know. But she's completely aware because I've seen her in other incarnations as minister, so she's completely aware of the complexities ahead. I think right now there are two basic undercurrents going on. The first undercurrent is that she wants to build the confidence in the opposition we can take them on. That confidence has disappeared. Even bigger parties, relatively bigger parties like the Samajwadi parties and others, they have not been really charged on their mojo. So everyone who is known to be an opposition, some opposition leaders, you can't make out the difference between opposition and proposition. I'm referring to a couple of southern states. So those who are in opposition, let us say Amarendra Singh, let us say Vijayan and Kerala and others, have not jumped center stage. They're pretty much guarding their own fear. And here she has pole vaulted to the center stage saying, "Ye khela hobe. Let's have it out. Let's have it out." The whole idea, the first undercurrent is she's trying to build up this confidence in the opposition. Look, you people are bothered about X and Y, you are bothered about raids, you are bothered about harassment. What else have I not gone through? If
True.
you take the litany, they have not been able to send people to jail on conviction after 6 years of attempts. 6 years of continuous attempts, they have not been able to convict anyone. With the best detective organization, highest detective organization, they've not been able to do it. So he's trying to say that harassment will be there, but we can go through. And one is first the injection of confidence. The
Yes.
second undercurrent is more interesting. I'll take just a minute. The second undercurrent is more interesting, and that started from day zero, not day one. It started from the 2nd of May. Pin her down, pin her down on the kabaddi ground. Pin her down on the kabaddi ground. From day one, it started with stories of rape and God knows what. Of course, there's been violence. Everybody knows. But then immediately by next morning, somebody rushes to the Supreme Court saying, we don't accept this verdict. Let's have president's rule, etc. So the whole idea of an entire series of overtures, entire series of initiatives was to pin her down. She cannot and should not leave Bengal, which she did. She jumped over their head. She's there. How much she'll succeed is political astrology. It's not even analysis, it's political astrology. But I think her aim is to inject that confidence and get them together, not fuse them into one integral unit and say, I am the PM candidate or you are the PM candidate. No, these PM candidate things have not been expressed. And she's good enough to realize that Bengal can at most have 42 seats. You can't have more than that. So that number of seats means that much amount of proportionate strength. I mean, in politics, people realize this. The 42 and 43 make a lot of difference. So she knows this, but the whole idea is let's first get the primary contradiction out of the way.
Okay. Yeah, that's a very interesting point
I
you made about
uh,
giving confidence, because one party, and before I wrap up, I'm going to give the last word to Kamalika, because one of the main parties which I know they've not been delivering and they've been a kind of political dud, so to say, but is the Congress party. And Pegasus has come to be an issue on which both the TMC and the Congress seem to be on the same board, and we saw that tweet today, where the Congress actually talks of Abhishek Banerjee and Derek O'Brien says, Kala Hobe. She knows, and she's worked with the Congress. She knows the Congress. She's come out of the Congress. Do you get this sense then, Kamalika, that there could be a new kind of a bonding brewing? She'll take advantage of the close proximity she had with Sonia Gandhi in the past, and therefore Congress plus the TMC together, they're going to forget the past. Two women taking on, one who had taken on in 2004, and now in 2024, there's going to be another woman who's going to try and take on someone who's considered to be invincible as of now.
Congress better, Pallavi, and taking the cue from your that point, Congress tweeting out with another parties, which is maybe a quote unquote close-minded party right now for Pegasus, but taking out their party's leader's name in a tweet is not very easy. It's something very different. So you probably, as what the Kala Hobbit thing starts. Probably it starts from here, and obviously Mamata Banerjee and Sonia Gandhi, they shared a very good rapport. And obviously, again, I have to come with the name of Prashant, You have seen Prashant Kishore as what Mr. Sarkar was also saying, that giving the confidence, Mamata has in her kitty 2011, 34 years of left rule. She has overthrown it. Now with the Congress, I think, in Bhawanipur, where Mamata is going to contest, there Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, who is the president, who is an anti-Mamata person, has said that they are not interested to put a candidate there. So the filler is coming from Congress. Mamata has a very good rapport with Sonia Gandhi. All this thing together is, as what Mr. Sarkar was saying, the confidence of, a united fight and a confidence to the opposition, where the Bengal model she'll take to, to entire theory has to be worked out now. That's why she said that, there's no point bringing a doctor after a person dies. That is the point from where Mamata will work, I think, along with everybody. And Congress has started. Congress always behaves like a big boss in opposition, but the tweet which came out today, and probably you'll see the chemistry from tomorrow. The Congress and TMC chemistry tomorrow from national capital will say that where this Kala goes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm reminding of, as a wrap, I'm reminding of 2004, where Vajpayee was considered to be undefeatable. People thought, how can this rank outsider who doesn't understand India or politics, who's a foreigner, will actually get, a Sharad Pawar and a DMK, all of them together? She did. In 2004, UPA came to power not once but twice over. So maybe she is going to do that Sonia's role in 2024. And as they say, never undermine the power of a woman, but also one should not undermine the power of the BJP. I mean, Modi charisma, popularity to a very great extent still remains intact. Will it be that easy? Well, for the next 2 to 3 days, I am going to be busy, but all of us will be watching what she does, who she meets, what combinations come out. Thank you very much, Mr. Sarkar, for joining us. All the best for your new innings as a Rajya Sabha member. And thank you very much, Kamalika, as always, for joining us.